There, I clicked it on my end. Let me see.
Did you send me? I am host right now.
You are now.
Ah, yeah, I am now. I am host. I couldn't see still broadcasting.
I clicked it on my end.
Did you?
Yes.
Is it working right now? Yes.
I think so.
Ah, now people are. Hello, my friends. Now you are coming, and we need to wait a little more for the people who are attending to our webinars. Carlos also is here right now. Hello, Carlos.
Hello, Carlos.
Baron is here. Hello, Baron.
I'm Baron. Buenos dias, Baron.
Okay, now we have 55% and we need to start. I think we have 1 minute more. We passed. Rudy is here. Hello, Rudy.
Ah, Salboch. Hello.
Pal also is here. Hello, Pal. Now people are coming.
It's nice to see you as well, Salboch.
Nice to see you, Pal.
Well, you can see me. I can't see that.
Now 61. I think we have to start. Good afternoon, my friends. Also, good morning, you American continent, and good evening, Asia. Now we are again together. I'm very happy to meet you, to see you. I actually not see you, but you see us. And today I have another friends from United States, our young instructor, Casey Gasson. I would like to welcome to him. Hi, Casey. How are you doing?
Happy Monday to everybody. Thank you for starting your week with us.
A long time also we couldn't meet with Casey. Sometimes we have meeting, but now today, long time we will be together. And our topic today, out of bounds situations. During our webinars last weeks, many people were asking to us about out of bounds situations when you will present, and this time is today. We will talk about out of bounds situations and with details, and we will discuss also, of course, same process we will continue in our webinars. Yes, Casey, would you like to say something for
No, I just want to say hi. Just want to say hi to everybody. I miss all of you. I miss the camaraderie. Stay healthy, be strong. We'll see you very soon.
How was the reactions for the other webinars that you passed last 10 weeks almost?
So far, so good. I've received some feedback from this side of the world, and right now they're a great learning tool. We're keeping the passion for our sports going a little bit, and the webinars are helping kind of thirst our quench for wrestling a little bit. So it's been very good.
Until we start again on the mat, we will continue with this way. I know in USA you start some small moves,
small competitions.
Yes.
And we have some more planned. Hopefully they come to fruition and we can finish them.
Yes.
But,
and we feel people miss wrestling because from Instagram, from social media, everybody was talking about these activities. I hope it will become more and we will come back. Yes, my friends, now we will start our webinars. First, I will open and I will share our presentation screen. I hope now. Casey, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, we are here also. Yes, my friends, now we have to start our webinars. This is the webinar number 8. Before I start, I give some information. Next week, next Monday, we don't have webinars by Refereeing Commission. 1 week, 1 Monday is pause, but we will continue from this Thursday, 30th of August. We will start webinars in other languages. It will be Russian language, also French and also Spanish. And every Thursday, we will do same webinars that we did before. And this Thursday, we will start with control and takedown situation in Russia and French and Spanish language. And after 10th of August, we will continue with attack and counterattack situation by Refereeing Commission. So today, let us start out of bounds situation. What are our objectives? First, we will understand the philosophy of out of bounds rule. You know, this rule has changed after London Olympic Games, and we will explain what was the philosophy and what is philosophy right now. Also, we will analyze different out of bounds situations. Casey and me will explain some situations and regarding this philosophy. The last issue, assessment of some different out of bounds situations. And we will use again quiz tool for this. And I know you enjoy for quiz, and it's also good for us. Of course, first we talk about the rule. In main rule says, if any wrestler from standing position goes out of the bounds without any points, the wrestler who go out first, he will lose 1 point. This is the main rule. If anybody goes out of the bound mat without any points, the wrestler who step out first or who goes out first, he will lose 1 point. This is the main rule. So, if any wrestler goes out of the bound with points, he will not lose point. He will score his point. But if anybody goes outside of the bound in standing position without point, he will lose 1 point. Before we clarify this stepping out rule, I would like to mention about the story of the rules. If you remember before, regardless anybody score points or not, if attacking wrestler or anybody step outside, we immediately stop the bout and we were giving 1 point for the other wrestler. For example, I am attacking wrestler. I take my opponent and I lift him. Before I take down him, if I step outside, referee were blowing the whistle immediately and they say, sorry, you are doing very good action, but I cannot allow this because you step outside and I penalize you and I give 1 point to my opponent. And where is my opponent? My opponent is here. I totally lift him, carry him, but I step outside and I lost point. Of course, this was criticized by the people. And especially after Olympic Games, we changed the philosophy. And we say, okay, stepping outside should be penalized. But if attacking wrestlers step outside during his attack, we should not penalize him. We must give chance to him. We must allow him to complete his attack. Even he step outside during attack, if he step out, if he complete and if he achieve his action, we have to score his action. We have to award his action. And this is the philosophy. The philosophy, we give one chance to the wrestler who step outside during his attack. If he can complete his attack, we will give points for his action. Okay, if you cannot complete, if you cannot score his point, okay, guy, we give you chance. You step outside, but we allow you to continue your action. But you couldn't achieve your action, so we will penalize you. This is our philosophy. If as attacking wrestler, if you step outside, one chance for you to complete your attack. If you can score point, okay, you will score. If you cannot score point, you will lose 1 point. This is our philosophy. Now we clarify stepping out in standing wrestling in four-board freestyle. First, if the wrestler he completes his actions successfully, he will score 1, 2, or 4 or 5 points. That means we will not penalize him. We will score his action because he completed his action successfully. Another case, if attacking wrestler step outside and he cannot achieve his score, he cannot complete his action. So we will say, guy, okay, you step outside and you couldn't score points with your action. So I have to penalize you because you step outside. This is another case. The another one, this is exceptional. If attacking wrestler lift his opponent, and that means he totally controls his opponent. There is no counter-attack chance. There is no another action. I am totally controlling my opponent. And during this action, if I step outside and finally I cannot score points, we will not penalize anybody. And we will say, okay, you step outside, but you were totally controlling your opponent. There is no point, there is no penalty, and then we will start in standing position. This is three cases. 2 cases regarding the rules. The third one, first 2 is regarding rules. Third one is exception. Lift, totally control, stepping outside. Even you cannot score point, we will not penalize anybody because of his step outside. Okay, this was our explanation. Casey, do you have any additional things to say for this philosophy?
I guess the one thing I might add is if we go back to maybe some of the attendees here today are old enough to remember wrestling before we had step out point. It's just important to realize the evolution of why we have a step out point and the fact that we're rewarding the wrestler who's able to maintain control of the center of the mat. So in that respect, we're rewarding the effort to stay within the boundaries and to penalize wrestlers who want to play the edge of the mat.
Thank you, Casey. That's also another good side. Now we will give explanation with some video examples. So we will start from simple and we will go to more complicated.
Champion, Olympic bronze medalist, 2-time world bronze medalist.
This is a clear attack by blue and they go outside. You cannot say fling the hold as you remember before fling the hold webinars. Blue wrestler is holding from leg. And he's very comfortable.
Olympic bronze medalist, 2-time world bronze medalist. We got winner on that.
It's only just a clear and simple flipping outside, and we have to give only 1 point for blue wrestler.
Ivo, just check your volume there for a second.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you. Another very simple out of bounds situation, standing wrestling. Red wrestler step outside, so 1.4. You see, he is outside and come inside, so 1.4 blue wrestler. What should say? Entire foot should be outside. So as referee should not be hurry up, and you must look the all situation. In this case, as reflex, maybe referee thinks red step outside, not totally step outside. Small part of foot was inside, so he turned inside and blue go outside. And it is 1 point for red wrestler. As I said, you exceptional case. If attacking wrestler lift is open, and during his lift, if he step outside, okay, he couldn't score point, but we will not penalize him because he lift his opponent and they go outside. In this case, we will not give any point to anybody. We will not penalize anybody. Okay, this lift and they go outside. So it's nothing, and referee did good job, and also body language was also very good. Referee position also was very good. It's very clear, no point. Also, attack and counter-attack is valid by stepping outside. During your counter-attack, if you step outside, if you achieve your action, your counter-attack, also you will score point. You see, red was under attack, but during his under attack, he started counter-attack. And it should be also 4 points. We cannot say stop 1.4 blue because action continued. You see? And this is very clear, 4 point. Another one. Okay, attack and counter-attack is valid by stepping outside, but we will not allow block. Block, I mean, you don't do any counter-attack, just you step outside and you block your opponent without any action. We will not allow this. The wrestler who block his opponent by stepping outside should be penalized. Like this video. Red start attack, very clear. Blue was under attack, and blue step outside before blow. Red start. Here, we cannot give 2 points for blue. We have to give, and also you cannot continue because they totally go outside and come inside. So it is only 1 point for red wrestler. This is another example with the same situation. Lift by red, look at blue. You see, blue totally lifts his opponent. And blue step outside. You see, and then block. So here we have to give 1 point for red wrestler. This is very important. Okay, what we say as rule, as attacking wrestler, we give you one chance. Even you step outside during your attack, if you can score point, we will not penalize you. But during your attack, if you step outside and if you cannot score point, even you come inside, we cannot allow you. We have to stop the bout and we have to penalize the wrestler who step outside. Here, 2 times that will happen. Now we will see the position and then we will analyze this. First situation, red is attacking red. Blue attacking red. And red step outside. And then blue was outside. Now we will see slow motion. Now blue start attack. And passive wrestler step outside here. Now first we will allow, maybe blue will score point. If blue cannot score point, now normally referee must stop the ball because we cannot accept one wrestler step outside and then come inside. In this case, normally referee must stop the ball and he must give 1 point for blue wrestler. But referee did not do that. And second action can continue. Now red attack and blue will step outside. You see, again, now blue step outside and blue come inside. And also we cannot allow this. If red step, he start his attack, but if blue step outside, first we have to wait. Maybe red will score point. If red cannot score point, we have to stop the ball and we have to give 1 point for red. In this situation, 2 times, normally we have to have stopped the ball. But unfortunately, we did not allow this, and after video challenge, we come back and we change everything. You see, red step out, they must stop the ball, and blue step out, they must stop. 2 times, we compulsory stop the ball.
Check
Yes,
the volume, Ivo. Oh, the volume again.
Sorry. Now, this is first step outside. Normally, now you have to blow the whistle, but he did not blow the whistle. Now, second attack coming by red now. Now blue step outside, and referee did not stop the ball. Normally, at least one of them should be stopped. Of course, this is very complicated because during action, they are continue, they are waiting for points, and then you may miss something. And another video, another position, if action start from inside and wrestler without stop, if you go outside directly, also we can penalize these wrestlers. Look at blue wrestler, attack and go outside. And you cannot say it was in parterre. No, it starts from standing and without stop, blue wrestler goes outside. So here we have to give 1 point for red wrestler because blue is out from standing. Another example, in case attacking wrestler step outside during his attack, her attack, we have to score point. Red step outside, but she continued her attack. So we have to score 4 points. You cannot stop the ball here because action is continued. As you see here, red wrestler step outside but continues attack and then he score point. It was very good refereeing. Referee did not stop, very clear, and he showed correct point for red. Let me see one more time. And it was 4 point for red. Another example in freestyle, as 3 video before, as I mentioned, if somebody step outside and cannot score point, I mean during your attack you can step outside. Now blue step outside and come inside. okay, maybe you can wait little, but now you must stop the ball. If you cannot stop the ball here, you see what will happen. Of course, here you cannot stop the ball in 30 minutes before you step outside. So timing is very important for our call, correct call. Let me see one more time. Normally, now blue will stop outside. Now step outside and come inside, and he couldn't score point. Now they come to neutral position. Now, and you must stop the ball here. And you must give 1 point for red rest. But of course, if you wait after that time, it's impossible to blow this. But now there is one question. If blue rester call for challenge, what will happen? Of course, when you look at the video, you must cancel this and you must go back and you must stop the ball there and then you must give 1 point. That's why it's a very difficult situation for refereeing. You must do correct timing and correct decision. This is another one. Of course, stepping outside or out of bounds situation should be in standing position. In case in parterre out of bounds situation, we cannot penalize anybody. Now they come down. Now it is parterre wrestling. Now you cannot score points for out of bounds. Let me go back and I will ask one question. Now this is standing wrestling. In this case, if they go outside, okay, you can give 1 point for out of bounds. But now let me see what will happen. They come down. And this situation is out of bounds situation. Now one question. In this case, if red wrestler, you see the body down. In this case, question, if red wrestler come to danger position, how many points you will give? What's your answer, Casey?
2 points.
2 points. If your answer is 2 points, that means this wrestling is parterre wrestling. So you cannot penalize red wrestler for out of bounds because he go out in parterre. If your answer was 4 points, that means it is in standing wrestling, you may give 1 point. But here answer is 2 points. I mean, they go outside in parterre. In this parterre wrestling, so you cannot give points. So as referee did good job here, he showed very clear, nothing, and we start in standing without any points. Again, another rule. Okay, stepping outside in standing is out, but hand is not out. If hand is out, only
And last year's U23 World
cannot
Championships,
give 1 point
Mika
for other
Kinshasa was the gold medalist.
See,
Stop.
coach wants to give some good challenge
And
for this.
cadet world member of the Georgian
Let me
team.
see one more time.
And last year's
And just check the volume on that.
Yes, here. Sorry. Sorry. Here, blue put his hand out. Here, only one case can be outside. When blue put his hand outside, his upper body also should be outside. But here you see his body is inside. So we cannot say his position is out. And referee team did not stop the ball and they continued. And coach challenged for this, but it's not out. Referee did a good job. Now, also in parterre wrestling, you see referee show as very good body language, signs. He says it is parterre wrestling. It was same question. In this case, if they come to danger position, how many points we will give? 2 points. If you give 2 points, that means it is parterre wrestling. And in this situation, they go outside and you see referee say no point because they are in parterre. It's very clear, very good refereeing mechanism. And this is no point because of out of bounds in parterre position. Sometimes wrestlers feel they will go outside and they intentionally sit down and they go outside. You cannot say, okay, this is parterre wrestling, because wrestlers intentionally sit down and go outside. In this case, we have to score point because this is not parterre wrestling. Now we check red wrestler. Now he feels he will go down, he sit and he go. No, we have to stop the bout and we have to give 1 point for the blue wrestler. You see, he go outside and then he go inside. In this case, we have to give 1 point for blue wrestler. Sometimes referee says wrestlers out together and they say no point. No. From standing position, if anybody go outside, we have to give point for someone. And you have to find out who is out first. Now we see. Referee says nothing, but you cannot say because they go outside from standing. First, you must find out who is out first. As you see, blue wrestler out first. So you have to give 1 point for red wrestler. You cannot say they are together. Yes, they are very close, but you have to find who is out first. Here, blue wrestler, now you see out first, and then you must give 1 point for red. You cannot say nothing. Same situation. Sometimes we are focusing to the legs. But what we say, if only hand was outside together with upper body, you see red wrestler hand is out. Okay, only hand is not out, but together with hand, if your upper body is outside, this situation is out. So in this case, if blue cannot score the point, you have to give 1 point for blue because red first is outside. Now another situation.
Check the volume.
Step outside, and then we have to give 1 point for blue. Here, blue not totally out. You see blue inside and red was outside. You see, blue cannot score point. 1 point for blue. Referee showed correct call. This is also a very good situation. What we said, if actions start from inside and continue in outside without a stop, this action is valid and we have to score points. But if they stop outside and second action start in outside, we cannot accept this situation. Now let's start. Stop second action. Let us stop the ball. They go outside and then second action start. I will show here.
Check your volume on that, Ivo.
Sorry, volume. Now, if action continue from inside without stop, okay, we can score point as 2. But from this video, as you see, stop. You see here, stop. And then second action start. We cannot accept second action because second action is outside. So, as referee did good job, she stopped the bout and she showed only 1 point for out of bound. Let me see one more time. You see, action start but stop. Now you see back. Look, stop and then second action. Here we have to give only 1 point for out of bounds situation. Another example. Now 2 point for takedown, good call. And second action is okay, but now you see, okay, rule says if head is outside, it's finished. But even head is not outside, if upper body, you see upper body was outside, you cannot accept for the action. Now it is out in parterre. As referee, you should not allow for the third action. You must stop the bout and you must start in standing position. In this case, takedown is okay, 2 points. Second action is okay because it starts inside and they go outside right now, and third action was out. Why out? Because upper body of red wrestler was totally outside, and then you cannot score point for the action. Same situation. Now take down, and you see blue wrestler totally outside, and this is not valid. As referee, you must immediately stop the bout. Let me see one more time. Take down and 2 point. Now it is finished. You cannot allow because bottom wrestler, defensive wrestler, totally outside. You see, you cannot accept this action. Another situation. Look at it. Red wrestler, she is totally outside. Blue is also already almost out. But during action, if blue attacking wrestler, before he start action, if he is or she is totally outside, you cannot accept his attack also. You see, now look at red wrestler. She is totally out. Even he is attacking, no problem. Same 2 feet outside situation. As attacking wrestler, if you are outside with 2 feet, we cannot accept your action. Same here. Even in parterre wrestling, is attacking wrestler, if totally outside, we cannot allow for her attack. You must stop the bout here. You see, I don't know why that, because if you hear match chairman says out, out. You hear? Out. You see? Out. Normally, they must stop the bout. Now, yes, Casey, can you help me for common mistakes during our competitions?
Sure.
Based on my explanation from beginning till here.
Very good. Thank you, Ivan.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at this video here. You're going to see a scrambling situation here. And as red has a good hold, high single leg, good chance to score points. Unfortunately, I believe the whistle is blown.
I will open
half a second before they land here. Remember the philosophy, as long as they're talking.
Victory on that team, moving to the semifinals. For Slovakia, Tamara Sakasano.
Only 1 point.
And unfortunately, since the whistle is blown, you can only score the step out. However, that action should have been allowed to finish. The referee was in good position, probably from a mechanism standpoint, should have pointed with his blue hand to indicate the step out and just give it half a second, maybe 1 second more, and see if red can finish that takedown, which he likely would have, but unfortunately, since the whistle is blown, you can't score the 2 there. Stepped out twice already, I think, on the initial shot, as well as in this quad prime. And it's really difficult to tell, even this is in Kazakhstan. Kazakh wrestler crowd is really loud, but blue steps out there, but red's still in a good position to score. And ultimately, the whistle ended up being blown a smidge early there as well. And so instead of red getting 2 for takedown, he got 1 for the step out, which, you know, if you look at the clock, there wasn't much time left. It may have influenced. Again, just another example, the whistle being blown early. The wrestlers establish parterre position in bounds, and their upper bodies remain in bounds. So ignore the fact that their lower bodies are in the protection area. And in this situation, I believe red secures a takedown, but the bigger issue here is look at blue. Now he's a potential fall position, a touche position. And ultimately, since the whistle was blown, all of that was negated. And so, unfortunately.
Or as suggestion, in case I would like some words here.
Sure.
Even you are sure it is out, you need some confirmation because it is danger position. Maybe it is better to get some confirmation to sign is out or nothing. Then if somebody agree with you, you blow the whistle as referee. It could be better to blow alone.
We can always fix the situation if the whistle is blown a little late, but if it's blown too early, there's no fix for it, unfortunately. In this situation, similar to the one we saw here with the Nigerian wrestler, scramble situation, blue goes completely out of bounds. Both feet, and if you say he's in parterre, that's fine too, but she's still completely out of bounds before she establishes control. So in this scenario, there's no point.
Yes, it is as same as that you said, Nigerian. In this case, there is no control. You cannot give point here. And then if you see, still there is no control, but blue wrestler totally outside. So after that time, even she comes inside, we cannot score. I will show one more time. It's a very critical situation. Also look at the time, please. Why this is a very critical call? Last 10 seconds, if we score 2 points for blue, and possibly blue will win the bout. And that's why you see the referee, he is very clear and he showed nothing. And it's very critical call.
You're going to see in this situation, it is difficult to tell, but if you look at the left foot, the left leg of the blue wrestler, right there, her knee contacts the mat first in protection. And that would indicate the step out in this case. I don't believe red establishes control prior to going out of bounds. So no takedown, only a step out here. And sometimes these situations can be difficult. It is, even with slow-mo, hard to tell. So in real time, it's important that obviously you recognize that somebody needs to score a step out here, and hopefully between the referee team, the judge, chairman, and the referee, you all can come to a fair consensus on that call. You see red do a little attack, right? This is similar to that example we saw not too long ago with Chamiso, a throwing action going out of bounds, blue post, but his upper body is out of bounds as well, and then you see his head contact the mat and elbow as well. So red should score 1 point here, right there. It's not often that the wrestler underneath in these sort of whizzer scenarios. This American vernacular, we call this a whizzer. It's not often that the top wrestler goes out first, but in this case, he did. So 1 point red. Yeah, this is an interesting scenario. A couple things to take note here. The referee does a good job and indicates the step out, but if you're following the clock, you'll notice that he steps out at about 1:17 left in the match. And now you see when the whistle is finally blown at 1:11. So 6 seconds elapsed between the step out here by blue before he's actually able to finish his scoring action, which happens at the other side of the mat. So the minute that he's not able to finish that initial double leg takedown after the step out, you need to blow the whistle and score the step out. In this case, 1 point for red. You're going to see this Armenian wrestler for the next few slides here. Now this is, you'll see in a couple different contexts. Red obviously takes a shot and blue defends and is able to establish a parterre position prior to going out of bounds. Right there, now he's in parterre and he goes out of bounds. We're still going to give red an opportunity to score. Referee does a good job, was patient with his whistle. And ultimately, there should be no points in that scenario. Adversely, if you look at the next video, I believe, different match, same blue wrestler, different match. He's going to go down in parterre, and then he stands up again and goes out of bounds. He's in parterre now. He's still on the mat, stands up, and then sprawls out of bounds. In this case, it should be 1 point for red because he went out of bounds in a standing position. It's a big point in this match. I mean, this likely is going to decide the winner.
Yes, it's very critical.
And I'm not sure how this ended up, but and here's the same blue wrestler again. Let's just listen for the whistle. Well, you guys can tell by the wrestling. The wrestler's actually going to stop wrestling, indicating that the whistle was blown. And he's going to stop right about here. It's unfortunate because red obviously was in a very good position to score there, at least a takedown, maybe 4 points, with that deep double leg takedown. But unfortunately, after blue went out of bounds, even though red was still in attacking position, the whistle was blown. And at that point, we can't correct it. There's nothing you can do.
Also, I would like to say something here. Even 100% blue wrestler step outside. Even he step outside. Maybe we cannot see here. Even he step outside, we cannot blow the whistle because he's passive wrestler. And red is attacking wrestler. So we cannot stop the ball.
It's important that the referee indicate the step out and hold on to that whistle. Be patient. Allow the action to come to completion again. Also, I mean, time's running out. It's 8-6.
Score is very critical, and this was maybe
big mistake.
Important one.
Again, you see a kind of a hand fighting scenario. Red goes down to his knees inbounds, establishes parterre, and slides out of bounds. So we're in parterre at that point. No points should be scored.
Also, I don't know, maybe a referee call for fleeing the man, but in his case, here is very short distance. He cannot call fleeing the mat here also. As you see here, they fall down here. Now they fall down, and they are fighting, and they are going out. We cannot call it's fleeing the mat also.
Yeah. I don't think the red wrestler has many options in terms of
Yes.
what to do there. So, yeah, here's a scenario where blue clearly lifts red, but makes no effort at all to go through a throwing action. He just kind of places him out of bounds here. Can't score that. You know, blue goes through any sort of throwing motion, makes any effort to throw the red athlete off the mat, and red goes out of bounds, then you're going to score a step out. But you can't allow the offensive wrestler to just lift him and place him out of bounds. Could you imagine what that would do to wrestling if we did score that? Everybody would be doing it to get one of those freebie sort of points. And so in this scenario, no points should be scored.
Casey, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your help. Right now, we will start our quizzes. Now, again, we have 10 questions. And first, I will show the video 2 times, and then I will show the answers to you. Choices. Now, your questions, choices are coming. Twenty. 25 seconds, okay. Now, as you see, majority said it is 1 point for out of bounds. And 69% of our friends said it is out of bounds from standing position, it's 1 point. And we are also agree for this choice. Let me see one more time and then we explain the situation. Now, what we said, in action from standing start and without stop, if they go outside, we have to score 1 point because action from if that start from standing and without stop, they go outside. So it is 1 point for that. That's correct.
I might just chime in there really quick. You'll notice the referee's a bit out of position as well.
Yes, yes, you are right. He was not in good position.
He's too far away to be able to see that properly.
Now another video. Let me see one more time. Yes. Now from your polling, majority said 76% of our friends said it is 1 point for out of bounds. And small part of our friends said blue 2 point, but 10% said blue 1 point. Let me see one more time. You see, from standing, red wrestler was totally outside, head was down. And then he come inside and control is open. So you cannot accept when you go outside and come inside to control. In this case, correct score was red 1 point. Congratulations, our friends. Good job. Good call. Third quiz. Now, I'm sorry, first we watch and then one more time. Now choices are coming. Okay. 49%, almost half of our friends said it is red 1 point. And 22% said it is 2 point for red. Now let me see. Now, what was, if you remember from our webinars, takedown on control. When attacking wrestler passed behind, we need another condition. 3 points should contact at the same time with the mat. Now let me see if red wrestler supply 3 point contact. If he supply 3 point contact, it should be 2 points. But here, red wrestler never supply only 2 point contact. There is no 3 point contact. And now you see it is totally outside. And it was in standing position. They start from standing position and without any control and without takedown, they go outside. So in this case, you have to score 1 point for red because out of bounds standing position. You see, there is no 3 point contact when he was behind. Now he is behind. Now we have to look 3 point contact. Referee did hurry up, but there is no 3 point contact until the end of the position. So it is only 1 point for red. Sorry, first I have to show. Yes, voting start. Casey, can you explain the situation to us after voting?
Sure. Maybe just catch the volume on this one.
And 61% said red, blue 4 point.
Ah, very good. You'll see in this scenario that blue has the body lock, goes through a throwing motion inbounds. Red ends up going to danger. So standing position to danger, not grand amplitude. So it's 4 points for blue. I guess the question is, you know, it's Greco, did he accompany him to the mat? And in my opinion, he did. They actually came down to the mat, and even though they separate from each other,
Yes.
he was
Thank
under
you.
control.
This is very important, Casey. Thank you very much. I was also thinking to mention this. Accompany. If attacking wrestler was on the mat, that means it's accompany. You don't need to contact with him. Okay, if red was totally standing position and he throw without contact, okay. But here, if attacking wrestler also comes down, we have to accept it is accompany. And thank you, Casey. It was good explanation. It was 4 point because action from standing without big amplitudes and danger position, and it should be 4 points all for blue. Quiz 5. Let me see choices. Okay, my friends, what's your opinion? Yeah, here, 64% of our friends said it is no point. If you say no point, that means you think it is out in parterre. Let me see and then discuss again. This is first, it is parterre resting. They are all totally in parterre. And it was, at the beginning, it was head-to-head situation. And Bruce wants to go behind, but he couldn't go behind, and they totally go outside in parterre. And I agree with this team, majority of our friends, it is not point, it is out in parterre. No control, you see, no control, and out in parterre. And then the correct call from our friends. What's your opinion, my friends? Yes, results shows it is easy call. Yes, what's your explanation, Casey, here?
Well, there's a lot going on here. You know, off that initial surge of action, blue comes down, almost secures a takedown. Just a second here, right there. However, I don't think he's under control. And then red looks like he may be fighting the hands, and if he continues off the mat, I think you have to think about a caution. But we got to remember, in freestyle wrestling, a takedown is worth more than a caution. So you want to be able to score the 2 for blue here. And he secures the takedown. Red's now heads out of bounds. So 2 for blue.
Yes, majority is correct. 2 for blue is correct call. Now let us see, sir. Let us see one more time. Red attacking wrestler. Let us see, it's a little complicated. Yes, majority, 54% of our friends said blue 1 point, that means red step outside. And some of our friends said red 1 point, I think they think blue was outside. Now, let me see and explain the situation. Now, red attacking wrestler. Now, first, blue hand was outside, but in this case, upper body of blue was inside. So we cannot say blue out, and we have to continue. We have to follow the situation. And in this case, red go outside. Okay, red starts his attack, but red was totally outside. We cannot accept this attack from here. As you see, the referee also shows they are outside. In this case, you cannot accept his attack, and red was in outside, so it should be blue 1 point. Here, blue not out, but now red is outside, and then it should be blue 1 point. One more time I will show. Casey, after voting, can you explain to us?
Sure, sure.
Let me see your opinion, my friends. This majority, 81% said it is red 1 point. Okay, Casey?
Yes, and I would agree. You see red go to an attack, and blue comes down to his knees, but his head is already contacts the protection area. So he doesn't establish parterre position in bounds. He established that he's already out of bounds at that point there. And then referee gives it a second or two to let it come to completion. I don't think 2 points is the right answer. He doesn't establish control. It's not behind the hips.
Yes. So red 1 point is correct.
1 point.
Who is 9? Yes, my friends, now voting. What's your opinion for this interesting situation? Yes, thank you, 58%, majority of our friends, they said red 4 points. And it involved the philosophy of our rule. Even attacking wrestler step outside, if it's score point, we cannot penalize this wrestler. And also, let me see, okay, we say if even attacking wrestler score point, if he step outside with 2 feet, we cannot score point. But here, there is one exception, another exception. Yes, red step out with 2 feet, but when they come down, red step out with 2 feet. If you see, he was already down. and then he step outside with 2 feet. For this reason, I agree with majority. We are agree with majority. Sorry, I will show one more time. It is red 4 point. I will say another thing here. My friends, even red cannot score point here. He step outside. Even red cannot score point here. We cannot 1 point for blue because red wrestler lift his opponent. And if he step outside, if he cannot score point, we will not penalize him. But here, he score point, and we have to score his point, and it is 4 points for red. Now this is the last quiz question. Yes, should explain this situation.
This one's extra credit.
Yes.
This is probably the most difficult one, I think.
Very close results are coming.
Ooh.
Very close results, as you say.
Yes.
You are right. This is the most difficult one, I think.
Yes.
Now, Casey, let you explain to us.
Catch the volume. Didn't you catch the volume there, Evo? Then I'll
Yes, sorry.
I'm sorry. So again, you're going to see another example where they kind of end up in this sort of whizzer scenario. They come to the mat in parterre, but if you notice the red wrestler, just prior to going out of bounds, he stands up. So they come to the mat. Now they're in parterre. They're still in bounds, but as right there. Now red is standing out of bounds. And so in this scenario, it should be 1 point for blue. There was no control established prior to this when they initially came down to the mat. So there's no takedown, only the step out in this situation.
Yes.
But this one was difficult. I remember, I believe it was challenged, if I remember right, or we watched it several times off to the side at this event. And yes, this was our final consensus, was 1 blue.
Thank you, Casey. This was our last quiz. Now we are waiting for your questions, and then we can check the questions from here. Quiz 4, they said.
Yes, in fact, I just sent the answer here. I'm sorry for the delay there. That was a situation, that body lock situation where kind of they go out of bounds and they separate.
Yes.
And Carlos was wondering, since the defensive wrestler rolled over their shoulders after going into the protection area, should we score the highest points? My answer was, yeah, it's a continuous action. And so the throw to the danger position is valid. There was no pause in that movement whatsoever. So it should score the highest points possible.
Yes. Another question.
Oh. Just lots of hellos and good evenings, and it's nice to see everyone.
Yes. Thorsten, hello, Thorsten. And then we have some chats because sometimes they are asking.
Looks like we had a few coaches online today here as well. Thank you for participating. We hope to collaborate with you more. My friend from Canada here, Mike Drought. I thought a parterre was established inbounds if the wrestler on the outside comes to his feet. There was no point or penalty. No.
Is it
incorrect.
question or quiz?
Well, there's no question mark on it.
Ah,
But it's
okay,
a
so
statement.
you can answer.
No. If wrestlers come to parterre inbounds and they go out of bounds in parterre, there's no points. But if they establish parterre but then stand up as they're going out of bounds, there's a step out point awarded in that scenario.
Yes, from the as you see from the last quiz question, it was same. First parterre established inside of the bound, mat. But then red wrestlers stand up and they go outside. In this case, you have to penalize him because he standing position, he was in outside.
Correct.
We have many friends are here. Thank you very much for their participation. If they don't have question,
Let's see here. Let's see. Olga, when in danger position, only head up to neck is outside in protection area. Should it be considered for the fall or stop when in danger position?
if all entire head was in outside, and during this case, if there is a fall is not established, you have to stop the bound.
Yes.
But when fall is established, totally two shoulder was on the mat, inside of the mat, and then head was outside. First tush was occurred, established, fixed, and you must give fall position. You cannot say it's out. But before fall position established, entire head was in outside. You cannot wait for, because you are waiting why he was in outside. So you cannot accept fall position here.
And that sort of answers the next question. As
Yes.
long as your pinning points of the defensive wrestler are inbounds, a fall is valid. So that answers the
Same.
rules question.
Yes.
If a wrestler goes out of bounds on his hips, is it considered parterre?
If you remember out of bounds takedown situation, what we said, if defensive wrestler sits over hip in out of bounds, if control not occurred, control not supplied, we have to give only 1 point for out of bounds situation, and we cannot give 2 points. But if when you sit outside and your hand was also in down, it should be control, and we have to give 2 points for this, if you ask this question.
There's one in the chat here. If an attacking wrestler goes out and he succeeded to score 2 points at the same time the defensive wrestler comes up, can we give 1 point to him?
They fall down to outside? Which question was that?
He doesn't say, but I would answer that in the fact that yes,
Yes.
if you score a takedown and then stand up again and then go out of bounds, yes, you will have an additional
Yes.
step out point award. What is the decision in the event that the wrestler's feet exit during the execution of the movement and completely outside, and you complete it outside the zone? Well,
Which, was it question or?
if an action starts inbounds
Yes.
and the attacking wrestler only steps out with 1 foot and completes the action, you're going to score the attack. But if he steps out with both feet before coming to the mat, and it gets a little dicey, but if he steps out with 2 feet before he's finished his attack, then
During falling down, I mean middle of or close to end of my action, I can step outside with 2 feet. But at the beginning of my attack, I cannot step out with 2 feet. This is important because what we say in rules, during your action, you can step outside. And or you can start your action when you are stepping outside. But before you step outside, you start your action with 2 feet. If you are in outside, that means you cannot start your attack. So we have to stop the ball. But during my attack, of course, this mechanism, there is center gravity. You are moving and you are falling down. When you are falling down, you might be 2 feet outside. So we have to accept action and you have to score the points.
And that plays off similar question. Red makes an attack towards the protection area and he was in 2 feet and blue lands in danger is at 4 red. It depends on the situation.
Yes,
You know,
if you start from inside and during your falling, if you step outside with 2 feet, as I think it was 7, quiz 7, it was like this, you have to accept even he is 2 feet outside.
I think a classic example is if I have a double leg takedown and I lift you off of the mat.
Yes.
And then I walk out of bounds and then decide to put you on the mat, there'll be no points scored. But if I lift you up and I drive you to the mat and step out both feet in that process, we're still going to score.
Yes, during process. Yes.
Highest points.
Very good explanation, Casey. Thank you. Yes, my friends, thank you very much. Your participation, it was very great webinars. It was very interactive. Thank you very much for your interest, good questions. Also, Casey, thank you very much for your assistance with your explanation. Now, first I will give the floor to you. Say something to our friends.
Well, thank you all for participating. We had at one point over 100 participants. So thank you for coming out. I realize some of you may be watching this on a replay through unitedworldwrestling.org. Thank you for your passion for the sport. I realize that we're all going through a very complicated time worldwide right now, and it's hard to predict the future, but I know that wrestling will survive and we'll be back out on the mat soon enough. So I hope that you can continue in future webinars, and we'll continue to provide content as long as there's interest in what we're doing. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you all soon. So cheers.
Okay, thank you, Casey. Also, I would like to great thanks to all of our friends that are here. And I know some of them early morning, you wake up, some of them very close to sleep, but we are together here. Believe I enjoy to be with you here, to be with Casey is here. Thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you very much for caring for wrestling. I hope we meet again. As I said you one time, I would like to remind you, this Thursday, I mean 30th of July, we will have 3 different language webinars. For the first webinar in takedown and control, it was, I think, European time 2 o'clock Russian language, European time 4 o'clock French language, and European time 6 o'clock p.m. Spanish language will be. Carlos Garcia is going to be together with you. And then next Monday at this time, we will not have any webinars for referee commission, but next Monday after 10 of August, we will be together with attack and counter-attack situation. Again, one more time, goodbye to everybody. Please to follow us, keep your mind fresh with wrestling, and pray to be together as soon as possible. Thank you. Goodbye. Good evening.
Cheers,
a
everybody.
good day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you.
Say thank you.